Hey, it's Tim. Welcome back to the Blue Collar Homestead. Today we are going to do a quick video on homemade dog food. Our dog Cammo over there can't seem to digest any regular dog food. Every time we give him and switch foods to something else, he would just throw up blood, lost a ton of weight. The vet tried to get us to buy this stuff that was $100 for a 30-pound bag. He's a big dog. He goes through a lot of food. That would have been an easy $200 a month to feed the dog. Well, we figured out how to make our own dog food from scratch. It's a little bit of a pain, but so he's been at it now, I think about a year and a half. His weight is good. He's not throwing up anymore. He's perfectly fine. It's just whatever they put in processed dog food doesn't work for him. So today we're going to go through real quick on what we do to make dog food for him, and it seems to be working. He's in the best shape he's ever been. So we're going to start with Instant Pot. Somehow.
Alright. Put this down.
Okay.
And then I can help. I can't talk a whole lot, guys. I'm still recovering.
Alright, we're going to throw about 7 of these chicken breasts in there. And 2, 4, 6, or 7 in there. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. Now, he gets the store-bought chicken. All the stuff we grow, that's for us. But this is way better than the stuff they put in the dog food, obviously. So let me go, let me set this off to the side. So we got the water on there. We're going to put this on. Spin that. Make sure this is closed, right? Oh, it's all right. And we're going to run this. What are we pushing?
Manual.
Manual.
And then it's good.
And that's it. And this will take about... This is going to take about an hour, and then I had to turn it because the steam comes out. I don't want it to blow under the cabinet on the lights. So there's that, and then
let me fix the camera.
We're going to, she kind of has this all figured out. This is one of those pots for doing pasta. It's got a little line in it that says 4. We got a 5-pound bag of rice, so if we fill this up to this, a little bit above that line right there, that seems to do it. So we're going to take a pot filler. We're going to fill this guy up a little bit past the 4, and then we'll let it boil, and then we'll throw the rice in, and that'll get cooked. And then by doing the rice at the same time you're doing the chicken, by the time the chicken's done, the rice is cooled off. So that seems to work pretty good. So we'll let that fill up. Shut that off. Just kind of give this a little, so it doesn't drip everywhere. We're going to turn this guy on high. Sort of lid on, and it's going to be probably about a YouTube minute, which is like an hour, and we'll be back.
Alright, the chicken's almost done. It's got, I think, a few more minutes and then it's got to vent. But what I do is, I plan it out for a week. So I took the rice and he took the rice because I can't do all that. Fill it up majority of the way. It's really supposed to be, I think, 2 cups rice, but he does better with more rice. So anyway, it's not supposed to be a lot of chicken. So now we're going to do 2 cups kidney beans. These are the Walmart brand dark red kidney beans. So 2 cups in each.
You get 5 pounds of rice gives you 7 bowls, which is basically a week's worth of food.
Yeah, now I should say that I also drain these in a colander and I rinse them off to get all the extra salty liquid off. I always, for a week's worth, I found that it's 9 cans of kidney beans. Ew. And, you know, he hasn't thrown up anymore.
He's been on this now for about a year and a half.
I think almost 2 years, but you know what? I'd rather make his food than clean up barf, you know?
Well, especially when he lost a ton of weight.
He was, I mean, it was literally, it was all day, multiple times a day. He got super thin, real sickly looking.
You could see all of his bones. He was not doing good.
Yeah. So this is a better alternative than the processed food and the expensive
$100 a bag stuff.
Alright, I'm going to step out of camera, so I'll be right back. So this is the next ingredient we add. It's salt substitute. I think it's like a potassium. So we put in a teaspoon of each.
Teaspoon in each bowl.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to come out. The next one is the iodized salt, and this one I think is 2 tablespoons, but I only add in 1 because who wants salt? I don't think a dog wants salty food. I know it goes against vet recommendation, but he loves this next ingredient. Let me go and get that. I'll be right back. Okay, so our next ingredient, Folgers coffee. Wakes you up in the morning. No, I'm kidding. Actually, we just use the container. It's actually bone meal, which is a lot of calcium, which is needed in their diet. So there's, in this recipe, they get 2.5 in each thing. Now our dog goes crazy when Amazon or UPS or whatever drops this off. He can like instantly smell it through all the packaging. It's amazing.
Like I said, he's been on this diet now for almost 2 years, and he looks good. Well, here he is right now, waiting patiently.
Yeah, he's my stalker.
What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, buddy?
He knows what I'm doing.
Yeah, you see he looks good now. Before, you could literally see every single rib on this dog. This is much better than the store-bought food. He did not do well with that at all.
Alright, and then lastly, canola oil. It's got to be canola oil because it's good, it's heart healthy.
For dogs, yeah.
Now they ask, the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons, but he doesn't do well with extra oily, so I had to reduce it down to 2 tablespoons. Otherwise he gets the runs, and I'm trying to avoid stuff like that. So he seems to do okay on 2 tablespoons.
Good stuff. It's like chili for dogs.
Oops.
Minus the rice.
I always do that. And then after this, we incorporate the chicken. It's supposed to be 4 ounces per day. So we just kind of grab 1 breast.
Yeah, there's 7 breasts in the instant pot, so roughly 1 breast per bowl. Now these bowls we give him 3 times a day. He eats, in the morning about 7 and about noon, then again about 4 or 5. So we split it up into 3 different servings.
Yeah, I do it in quarters. So let me wipe off my
In
hands.
thirds, but.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I meant to say that.
All right, should we release the instant pot?
Yes. Ready?
Yep, hit it. Alright, now this is going to take a few minutes to drain, so we're going to let that drain out. We're going to let the chicken cool off for a little bit because it's hard to handle when it's hot. So we'll be back in a YouTube minute.
Alright, the chicken is done. And I'm going to have a hard time with stirring and everything. So I brought in my wonderful kitchen assistant.
Alright, we're going to put one of those in there. Maybe I'll put a little bit more since that one's kind of small.
No, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Just going to take this guy and just kind of break this up a little bit.
I found that this way reduces a lot of dishes. When I started doing this, I used a lot of bowls and everything. So this way just reduces dishes. All right, so he's going to pour that in there.
Yep, we're going to pour this in here. Mix the whole thing up, which is, it's kind of a pain, but we got to do this once a week. Dog's got to eat, and we've tried everything else except the $100 bag of dog food, and this seems to work the best. So, and actually, he goes nuts for this food. He never went nuts for the other food. For this, he goes absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, he's stalking.
He's just praying that something falls off and lands on the floor.
But after I drain it, we have a ritual. Every time I drain out the chicken fat, I let him lick out the bowl. It's not a whole lot in there, so he gets that. He knows it.
And that is pretty much it.
Yep, so all he's going to do is dump it back in the container.
We'll freeze probably like
Four.
4 of these, and the other 3 we'll leave in the fridge. And then, you know, we'll pull out the rest when we need them, like the day before.
And that's that. We do it 7 times.
Yeah, you get 7 bowls. So when you make a batch, you get food for a week. So, and he's not sick like he was before, throwing up all the time. So
yeah, it was really bad.
that there is the finished product. Bon appetit. So let me put the lid on this.
All right, guys. He's going to finish that up, and then we're going to throw it in the freezer and then clean up this wonderful mess that comes with it. So, you guys have a good day.
We'll see you on the next video.
See ya.